Hi there, it's Carolin Soldo here, back with you, coming to you live from Buffalo, New York in my office. And today I want to talk to you about 12 things that I learned from growing two multi-million-dollar companies over the last couple of years. Before we get started, make sure you hit the bell and you subscribe to our channel so you always know when new episodes become available.
All about helping you go from passion to profits in your coaching business.
Have you ever felt like you're in the dark? Have you ever felt like you're in the dark when it comes to building a business, right? You were not born an entrepreneur. Well, maybe you were and you have that entrepreneurial spirit, but you were not born with all the business know-how, the strategies, and the wisdom to always make the right decisions. And maybe sometimes you feel like you're reinventing the wheel, right? There are so many decisions for you to make on a daily basis about marketing, about sales, about your products and services, about your team, your clients, and the list goes on and on and on. So how do you make those decisions? People are looking up to you, right? And you're the one in charge. You're the one who needs to direct the boat, direct the ship, right? And always know the right steps to take. And sometimes that's a difficult position to be in. And I know what that's like. Since 2006, I've built two multi-million-dollar companies, one with my husband, Boris. And along the way, we've had to make many decisions and decide which way to go, which path would take us to our ultimate goals. And we've learned a lot. And I've always known the value of working with mentors and guides and learning from people who were already where I wanted to be. Learning from their mistakes, from their successes, and getting that help so I could get to my goals so much faster. So my goal today is to help you scale your business, grow your business, and fast track your way to success with a lot more elegance and ease. My first tip for you is to select and follow a very specific business model. In the beginning of my business, I learned from a lot of successful coaches, and I looked at their business model. I looked at the way they did business, the products they're offering, the services, right? I looked at their marketing plans. I looked at lead generation, how they were selling clients, how they were enrolling clients, the team they were managing. And I decided to follow that model pretty closely. So I took a model out there that I believed in, and I followed it and I implemented the same big pillars in my own business. So when you see a business model that you really like, choose it, study it closely, and then build it based on that model. Tip number 2 is branding. For some reason, branding isn't that hot topic anymore, and people like to talk more about funnels and lead generation and marketing, and all of that is important. But what I have learned is that in order for your business to be competitive, in order for your customers, your prospects to choose you over your competition, and in order for you to, withstand whatever might be happening in the industry, whatever might be happening in the economy, you need to have a strong competitive advantage and a strong, unique value proposition. So think about your brand. What do your customers know about you? How do you show up in the world? What do people think about you, feel when they interact with you? What do they see? How do you present yourself? All of those pieces are really important when it comes to your branding. So there's a brand personality, right? There is the look and feel, the vibe that people get from you, the outcome, and what makes you you, what makes you unique and different and gives you that competitive edge. My third tip is hire the right people. I have found that hiring is difficult, right? When you hire people, how do you know they have what it takes? How do you know their mindset is right? They have the right skills, they have the right background, the right goals, and they will help you make your company even more successful. We've made mistakes when hiring. We've also hired some really great people. So you need to know who needs to be in your company, what your requirements are, and how to select, hire, and onboard the right people for your team. One simple tip I can give you when it comes to hiring is to select people based on their values and on their skills secondary. So make values your top priority and skills your second priority. If they bring the qualities that you really want in their values, select them and teach them the rest. They can always learn the skills later. But when you have a team of people with the right values, your company has the foundation it needs to grow and scale beyond what you ever thought possible. Tip number 4 is get out of the doing and into the vision. Where are you going? Where is the industry going? What are the latest trends in your industry right now? What do you need to know, and what changes do you have to make in order for you to grow and scale your business? So it's really important for you to take that time away from the doing, the clicking, and the details, and let your team do that. And again, if you don't have a team that has your back in that way, you need to let them go and find a team that can operate without you being there 24/7. Tip number 5 is a good reputation. I find that your reputation in business is one of the most important things. And once your reputation is damaged, it's really hard to get it back. So make sure that you are working with the highest level of integrity. You're always telling the truth, you're always honest, and you don't change. You don't become bigger than who you really are. You know what I mean? I've seen so many people grow their business quickly, change who they are, right? They've become bigger than what's really happening in their business. They sort of lose themselves, they lose their values, they lose that connection they had with their market, and that's how their business quickly goes south. Your reputation is everything you have in this world. And yes, you'll make mistakes. I have made mistakes, but I always try to make it right. You will come across people who you can never satisfy, and that's okay. All you can ever do is do your best, right? Be kind, be in integrity, be confident, show up with authority, but always have your reputation in mind so that your company's reputation and your own reputation is always protected. Tip number 6 is keep an eye on profit. Many business owners don't know if they're actually profitable. And that's the problem, because you might get into a rainy season, you might get into a drought where your company is not earning as much as you thought it would, and you need to have cash reserves in your business to cover those time frames, right? To reinvest in your business and to keep your business floating when you're going through times that are not as profitable, not as high revenue as you thought they would be. It's also really important to have cash reserves for things like events you want to host and taxes you have to pay and unforeseen issues that might come up. So one thing I've always done in my business is save as much as possible of my profits and keep the cash in my bank account. And I can't tell you how many times this mentality has saved me. Tip number 7 is to be okay with negative reviews. I work with a lot of clients, and the one thing that breaks my heart is when my clients come to me and they say, Carolin, I got my first bad review. This customer said bad things about me. They left a bad review. They're hurting my reputation. And no matter what I do, I can't satisfy them. And what I say to them is, you know what, this is actually time for you to celebrate. Because once you have a bad review, you know you've made it. You know you've touched enough people for you to actually come across somebody who will leave a bad review. Out of 10 people, 2 people might leave bad reviews, right? So there's all these people out there, and you will eventually come across someone that you cannot satisfy for whatever reason. Maybe you've done something, maybe you've made a mistake. People make mistakes. Maybe you tried to rectify it. Maybe you couldn't. Maybe you could not satisfy that client, and that's okay. All you can ever do is apologize, do your best, learn from it, and move on. Tip number 8 is to make your mindset priority. Have you ever heard this saying that 80% is your mindset and 20% is your actions? It's really true when it comes to your business and accomplishing those big goals and overcoming all these challenges that you're facing as a business owner. Your mindset needs to be top priority. So daily reading, daily meditation, daily mindfulness, daily protecting of your mind and staying in a positive vibration is most important for you to be able to face everything you're dealing with as a business owner. I meditate, I read, I study, I take time off. I always work on my focus, my thoughts, and my perspective, because I know that my mind creates my reality. Tip number 9 is to not lose sight of having fun. As business owners, what do? We work, and we work some more. Why? Because we want our businesses to grow. We want to be successful. Everything is our responsibility, right? So what I see so many times is business owners, coaches, consultants, service providers, authors. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. I see you burning out. I see you resenting your business. I see you saying things like, I don't want the business anymore. It's too much. All I do is work. I don't have time for myself. I'm gaining weight. I don't have time for my kids. I have no fun. And in the beginning, you're excited about your vision and getting it done and getting ahead of the game. But eventually, over time, you need to build in fun for yourself, time off for yourself, so that you can rejuvenate and you actually feel like you have balance in your life. Tip number 10 is to stay creative. Sometimes we can lose our creativity. We get stuck in a rut, we get stuck in the way we've always been doing things. We think about what has worked last year, not what's working this year. We're stuck in the way we used to do it and the way it used to work, and we're not able to or willing to create new things, look at the industry, look at new trends, and try them out. In my business as a coach, there's lots of technology that is being created and born and coming into the market all the time. For example, chatbots are not really new anymore now, but many people are still resisting them and not willing to look at this new technology and how it can fit in their business. Bring the creativity back. Maybe have monthly brainstorming sessions with your team where you look around the industry and what's happening and the new trends and what customers are doing, what competitors are doing, and what you can try out in your business to see if it works for you, to see if it's fun, to see if it makes you more money or makes your customers even happier than they are right now. Tip number 11 is to not let overwhelm take over. How many times have you felt overwhelmed? Let's be honest. Maybe you feel overwhelmed every single day. Maybe you feel like you can never catch up. Your to-do list sometimes shrinks and then it always comes back to being, completely overwhelming, and you can just never get on top of things. And what I have learned is that overwhelm can be a state of mind. So it's not actually your reality. It can be a state of mind and how you're looking at the world. Because let's look at some people. Let's look at people who run billion-dollar businesses. Imagine how many things they have to worry about. And then look at people who are maybe stay-at-home moms. Now, if you're a stay-at-home mom, please don't be mad at me, but you're looking at your household and the laundry and cooking and cleaning, whereas the billion-dollar business owner is looking at maybe 1,000 employees and all the little decisions coming with that. And what's the difference? The stay-at-home mom can say, I'm completely overwhelmed with my day. The business owner, the billionaire, can also say, I'm completely overwhelmed. And their reality is completely different. So what is really the factor here? It's their perspective. It's how they're looking at things. So I have learned that there are two really important things for me to stay out of overwhelm. Number one is for me to prioritize. You only have so many hours in your day. When I wake up in the morning, I take a piece of paper and I write down P1, P2, and P3. Priority 1, priority 2, and priority 3. And I pick out 3 things that I really want to get done that day, or I want to do a lot of work on. And so my list might have 10 things on it or more, but I know I can't get to all 10 things, and staring at them will only make me feel nervous and anxious. So I take 3 and I focus on them, and that will give me a sense of accomplishment, a sense of focus, and a sense of efficiency and productivity. The second thing I do is always take a step back when I feel overwhelmed, because many times it is based on your expectations on yourself, right? So when you feel overwhelmed, it's not necessarily that you have so many things to do. Maybe you do, but what's really getting you in the overwhelm is not being able to accomplish them in the time you thought they needed to be done. So when there's 10 things for you to do and you feel they all have to be done this week, then you feel overwhelmed. When you have 10 things to do, but you give yourself a whole month to do them, then you feel spaciousness, you feel flexibility, and the overwhelm goes away. So think about the time frames that you're attaching to your tasks and wonder, but really assess if those time frames are even realistic and if they even make any sense. And with prioritization and attaching the right appropriate timing to your tasks, I promise you will feel a lot less overwhelmed. My last tip number 12, is to create a support network of peers. How many friends do you have in business right now? How many friends in coaching or consulting? How many friends in your specific industry? If you don't have any or not very many, you need to build that network and make that a real priority in your business. You may have a coach or a mentor or a business partner, but in addition to that, you need real friends, people who will be, at the same level as you are, who experience the same things, the same successes, the same struggles, and who know what it's like. You need people to hang out with, people that you can reach out to and say, how would you deal with this? How would you approach the situation? Let's go have some fun. Let's go for dinner. Let's have a meeting. Let's have some fun together. Like-minded people. And if you don't have a support network of peers and friends in your business, and you are a coach or consultant, I would love to invite you to come to From Passion to Profits Live. This is our big annual event, and we've been hosting this for 4 years in a row. And this is my way of giving back to my community and bringing you guys together. Amazing men and women from all around the world in all different types of coaching and consulting niches will come together October 11, 12, and 13 at the Edison Ballroom in New York City. From Passion to Profits Live is something you've never experienced before. It's hundreds of coaches and consultants in one room. And we come together to learn, to study, to exchange what actually works for us in our business, to help you grow and scale your business to 6 figures, 7 figures, multiple millions of dollars a year, making a bigger impact, a bigger difference on people in the world than you ever thought possible. But more than anything, I want you to feel like you're supported. You have friends, you have people who really have your back, people who want to support you, people that you can reach out to long after the event. If you want to come, and you should, not if, get your ticket right now. I want you to go to FromPassionToProfitsLive.com. Get your ticket while tickets are still available. Get ready, get your flight, get your hotel, and then get ready to meet some of the most amazing people, coaches and consultants who will embrace you. You'll meet me and my entire team, and I'll promise you, you'll have the experience of a lifetime. Again, go to FromPassionToProfitsLive.com, get your ticket right now, and get ready to learn and grow and build a wonderful support network of peers for your business. And if you want our help to grow your coaching or consulting business right now, reach out to us. All you need to do is go to carolinsoldo.com/book now, select a time that's most convenient for you, and then you'll be speaking with my team in just a couple of days from now. As always, I like to say, stay focused on your goals, because I believe that you are meant to bring your big purpose and passion to the world. Thank you so much for watching. If this served you, give me a like below, maybe share the episode with your friends, and then come back again next time. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon. From Passion to Profits Live, our big annual event for coaches and consultants, is happening this October in New York City. Discover the insider secrets of the millionaire coaches, network with the stars, and learn from the best. Do you want a ticket? For more info, go to FromPassionToProfitsLive.com. You don't want to miss it.